Included with the new Brother Innovis XV Kit 1, there are a number of new designs and also a new alphabet. Also included is a new frame, a 9.5 inches by 9.5 inches, which is 240 millimeters by 240 millimeters. This new frame has additional reinforcement and also grommets, rubber grommets at either side, which is designed to hold the fabric more firmly in place, which is great for quilters in particular, but also anyone who wishes to do designs on the back of jackets or cushion covers and the like. So let's explore some of the new features. If we first of all have a look at the embroidery designs in the embroidery section of the machine, you can see here there's a new section 11. So if we have a look in there, and a few of the new more floral florid designs, this one here, this one which reminds me of a shell, and again number 3. So these first 3 kind of work together and can be joined together to create patterns and borders and so on. Also included is this freestanding lace design. Well, in fact, it's a number of designs. So butterflies, a key, a necklace, an earring, and 3 bracelets. So those will be stitched out on washable or water-soluble stabilizer, and then washed away, leaving the freestanding lace. Also included are some blocks for quilters. So this one here, for example, and a number or a couple of them that look rather Japanese or Chinese in character, or even Delftware style. So this one here, lovely little one with a sailing boat. And again, these can be put together to create designs. Also included are a couple of the printable applique designs that are then embellished. So in this particular case, a whale and its child. These designs are printed out on inkjet printable fabric, which are then appliqued onto a base layer and stitched and embellished. So another one here, a bird, as you can see. In addition, there are a couple of in the hoop designs. In this particular case, it's a strawberry bag, and for the boys, this is a rocket design pencil case. For quilters, there are, as I said, there are a number of blocks. Here's another one, and these final 2, this is a bit more intricate geometric design, and finally quite an elaborate design there. In addition to these designs here, there is, as I said, a new alphabet. So number 5 here, which is a script alphabet, quite florid in design, embellished with small butterflies and tendrils. If we go into My Design Center, we can have a look at some of this. To start with, there are some new shapes, or stamps as they're called in Brother terminology. So we have some closed path ones. So these are ones that you'll have seen already on the machine. These are some additional closed shapes. You'll see there's a house, an aeroplane, and so on. And then some open shapes. So again, we have some new designs here that can be used to embellish your creations. The next one along is called a stamp or a saved outline. So what the machine is now capable of doing is taking or recognizing your design, and you can then control the amount of border around it until the stippling on and so on is applied. So these are saved into your machine. The maximum is 6, so when you create your 7th, it overwrites the oldest one. And the final one is the frame embroidering areas, so the area which you wish to contain the stippling. So all of the various frame sizes are represented here. So let's go ahead and make a new design. So first of all, select embroidery. In our particular case, we want to use the Basset Hound, set him on the work area. So if we want to create an autofill in the background, so auto stipple, select edit, and now we have these two buttons here. So this is a stamp and this is the stipple. So if we choose the stipple, it automatically fills in the background, but that's not quite what I want. First of all, I'm going to be using the new 9.5 inches by 9.5 inch frame, which is 24 centimeters, 240 millimeters square. So I select that on the screen, so we can see the dog is in the middle and we have the design stipple. So we don't want the stippling right up to the edge of the embroidery, so this box here allows us to select the distance around the embroidered item before the stippling starts. So we'll make that a couple of millimeters, 1.6 millimeters, and on the screen it shows us that we've created some white space around the embroidery design. Here we have the spacing, so this is essentially the size of the stipple. So the default is 5 millimeters. We'll leave it at that. So click on the preview, and now we have a preview of the design, the dog in the center and the stippling all the way around. So if we click OK once we're happy with that, and that's now shown on our screen. So in order to embroider that, press embroidery, and it takes us into the embroidery section. So from this point, what we would do is hoop up our fabric, put it in the machine and stitch that out. So let's look at some of the new features of Kit 1. So going back into embroidery, again we'll select the Basset Hound, set that on our work area, go back into edit, but in this case what we want to do is to create a stamp. So we select the stamp icon, and what this is doing, this is allowing the machine to recognize the shape and create an area around the shape that we can then fill later with one of the 10 fill designs, rather like the stippling that we've just seen. So up here we have a distance, so this is the distance surrounding the shape, so we set it to where we're happy. Again, I've put that to 1.6 millimeters, and here is the button on the bottom right hand side that says save this shape into the machine. So as I said previously, there are 6 slots inside the machine. When those 6 slots are filled, then it overwrites the oldest one. So in here it says My Design Center, and it shows you the symbol, which is the stamp symbol, and it says Recall from My Design Center stamp pattern list. So that's now in the machine. So typically what you would do if this were a quilt block or something that you want to quilt, you would stitch out, you would embroider this design, re-hoop after you've taken the stabilizer off, with your wadding, with the backing fabric, re-hoop, and then bring it in to My Design Center. So if we come out of here now and we go back to the home screen, we'll delete that pattern for now, go to My Design Center. So recalling what we've just said, the stamp selector, back to the flower, and here's the shape that we've just created. So if we click OK, that's the area where the embroidered design will sit. What we can now do is go back into the stamp selector, and again we can tell the machine which frame we're going to use. So we have the full choice. In this particular case, I will choose the new frame, the 24 centimeters by 24 centimeters. Click OK, and that then outlines that area on the screen. So now what we can do is we can fill this area in with one of the 10 new designs. So in order to do that, we go into this region area. So if we click on the region property box, we can see we can either fill it with the normal fill, we can choose to use the stippling stitch that we saw on the previous design, and then this third one is the new designs. So we have a select button and we have a selection of 10 different designs that we can use. So we can use a lattice effect, circles, bricks, crosshatch, all sorts of different things to use. So for example, if I wanted to use the lattice, select that, click OK. I can choose what colour to display it in, so let's take a dark blue, click OK, and now what we need to do is to fill the area that we're interested in. So we go and we select the fill icon for the region and we touch the screen where we want to fill, and it's filled the screen around the design. So in the real world, what we would now need to do is we will have hooped up our pre-done dog design, wadding in the middle, backing fabric. So we can now preview. This is the scale of the lattice in this particular case, or the design at the back. This is the angle, and this determines whether it's going to stitch the borders or not. So the boundary boxes, so it determines whether it will do that or not. So if we click on preview, we can now see what it will look like. So in this particular case, it will stitch the outline of the dog surrounding it, and it will stitch the boundary. Again, on the previous screen, you had the option to turn that off if you wish. So let's just return and I'll show you that. Turn that off, set that, and preview. And now you can see those bounding areas are not stitched. So it's your choice. Personally, in this particular case, I prefer that to be set on. So click set, preview, and there you have it. So we now set that for embroidery and it's ready to stitch out. As I said, normally what you would do is you would hoop that up, put your frame back in, and in order to line things up, you would choose the scanner, it would scan the design in, and you could actually see on the screen your design and you would line that up. Go over to embroidery and it's ready to stitch out.